spent more time with HMIs than I have. But I think, so there are a few things that come to my mind. One would be, with HMIs, you want to be as effective as possible with their time. So, I mean, this goes to what we were saying earlier about commitment and consistency. You have to be so good that when you get the opportunity, you're not dilly-dallying, you're not wasting somebody's time. Because there's some HMIs there's an HNI, one of the HNIs of the bank, he's no longer in that field, he's stopped now, but we had to pay something to him, and as we're talking, he's snapping his fingers, okay, like, make the point, you're not going to be there saying, oh, so in 1960, the real estate market was, so for the HNIs, their time is money, so recognizing that, I think that helps. Number two, I think, familiarizing yourself with what it is that you are selling, so that you are as knowledgeable as possible, as rehearsed as possible. When I'm speaking to people who have to get on the front of people, I say, spend as much time practicing what you want to say in front of a mirror or in front of friends, so that it becomes like muscle memory. So you're not struggling in the moment where you're nervous. When you see a football player or a basketball player score a goal or hit a basket, they have done that thing like 5 trillion times in rehearsal. When you see an artist, Beyonce, perform on stage, Burna Boy, any of the great artists that you like watching, and the ones, particularly the ones who give you a great live experience, right? That thing has taken rehearsal, that by the time they get there, it's muscle memory. They're not thinking about, okay, now I should try this dance move. No, they have done it so many times. You are actually watching discipline on display. So that's what I learned from a preacher that was talking about, and I said, this thing makes sense. It's discipline on display. So by the time you get in front of an HNI, what it is that you want to say, any possible question that they ask, you must have rehearsed it over again. That it's not an issue. Do you understand? We are not grasping for what to say in the moment. We already practiced it a million times. So I think those will be some of the things I would suggest. But I defer to the knowledge of my brother, because he has taught real estate selling much more than I have. But that's, hopefully that helps you.
All right, thank you so much. He said one important thing. He said discipline on what? Display. My point is also as a big woman now, discipline on display. Right, so the next question here is, this person says, I really appreciate this session with you. God bless you. I've always admired you. What is your motivation for going into politics? And do you think Nigeria can come out of its present?
Some people really don't believe. My motivation, this is what I'll tell you. So in my short years of being somewhat relevant in entertainment as an entrepreneur in Nigeria, just the time that I spent on the scene, one of the things that I've done a lot of is community service, is advocacy work, is activism work. Some of it you're not even aware of, but if you even think of most of the peaceful protests that we've had over the last 15 years, NSAS being recent, but going back to enough is enough, to bring back our girls, to Occupy Nigeria, to Light Up Nigeria, to all of these kind of citizen-led movements, I've always been involved. I'm on the front line with the megaphone, I'm part of the WhatsApp group that planned it, because I believe that service is important and giving back is important. It's one of the things that drives me. This is who I am, it's what my parents instilled in me. But I started to realize that the goal of activism and advocacy is not awareness, it's change. So you gain awareness by doing all of these things. But awareness is not the end goal. Awareness is a tool. What you are really fighting for is change. It's for society to improve, it's for things to be better, it's for governance to be good. So if we have not yet witnessed the kind of change that we see, then it means our activism and our advocacy has not yet been completely successful. So I started to realize that we needed to move from protest to power. Because until we start getting like minds, right-thinking people at the seat of government, at the seat of policy making, then we'll be shouting. And I've done a lot of that over the years, but it's not going to change anything. It's through politics, it's through government that we can have the wide-scale sweeping improvements and change that so, a few years ago, the burden for running for office, started to kind of fragment in my heart and became something where I was just like, oh, we need to, I would speak to groups like this and I would say, we need to pay attention to the Senate and the House of Reps and the State House of Reps, having all these conversations. But at the end of the day, I wasn't seeing enough people going for these roles and other people paying attention to the role. And it was almost like God said to me, okay, so you have been shouting about this thing for years. Who are you waiting for? You are somewhat successful, you have a voice, you have an audience, you have a platform, you have an education, you have a level of competency. So if you cannot make the sacrifice, and it is a sacrifice, make no mistake, but if you can't make the sacrifice and stick your neck out and do this thing, then who am I waiting for to come along and be the change that I'm seeing? And I had a conversation with my wife and she said, I know you, I love you, I know your heart, and I know that given the opportunity, you'll make a difference. She said, but politics is dirty and it's dangerous. And I don't want anything that will solve your reputation or harm you, you pose a threat to your life. And I said, Susu, the truth is, it is dirty and it is dangerous. But it will always be that way as long as good people, in quotes, withdraw from the system. Plato said the punishment for not getting involved in politics is that you will end up being furious. You will end up being moved by corruption, being moved by people who are incompetent, being moved by people who just don't have vision or the creativity required to pull us out of the mess that we're in as a nation. I honestly believe that the solution to Nigeria lies in two things. It's innovation and reform. Innovation doesn't happen inside government offices. Innovation happens in the private sector. It happens in fintech with Flutter and Paysa. It happens in entertainment with Barna, Wiz, and David, and Tua, and all doing amazing things. It happens in Hollywood, in movies, wedding parties, up north, Sugar Rush, maybe all the movies that we have done. Gangs of Lagos, hello. But guess what? What innovation happens in the private sector? Reform. Creative thinkers, reform-minded people at the table and policy makers to say, how can we do this thing differently? How can we do it better? How can we adjust our laws? So that's what informed my desire to run for office. But remember, at the end of the day, the results are up to God and the people. So it's not so much about, by the grace of God, we will win this election. But the idea is, can we, while running for office, can we inspire other people to come on board? Because until we get that consensus of right-thinking, like-minded people interested enough to participate in politics, and we're fooling ourselves. So it's bigger than me, it's bigger than the TSA. It's about getting a generation interested enough at multiple levels, not just president and governor. Who's your senator? Who's running for House of Reps? Who's your state House of Assembly? Who's your local government chairman? All of these things are important, and that's why we're running for.
Thank you so much. I think we do get into that particular question. And we have a lot of questions here, but unfortunately because of our time, and we have so many more amazing things, we only take one. And this question says, what can you do after all these options and nothing happens? As in, you have character, commitment, you're consistent and courageous, and yet you have nothing to show for it.
Okay. So remember when I was speaking, I said it takes a lifetime to become a success. That is the truth. And I'm only speaking from my own personal experience. When I was sharing the story about how EMA started, that story of going to sing for salons and things like that. That's going back to 2002. Do you know the first time somebody paid me, what was the decent amount to do the same music that I started in 2002? It was 2008. And after that show, when they paid me 400K, I didn't see anything again for most of 2008. So it was really until 2009, that's 7 years of commitment and consistency. 7 years of not having the funding, not having connections, 7 years of people not, maybe some people say, I can sing, but they try, but That's it. We used to show up at shows early before they had started arranging chairs because we know once the bouncers reach that front, we are not getting in the game. I used to beg people to put me on stage. I used to beg. What am I saying? There's a consistency and a commitment required. You have to look at your life like a marathon experience. If it took me 7 years to even break ground when I was trying to make small money as an entertainer because I then now used to set up a label and so on and so forth, that way has been open 7 years. So you are definitely not been here more than 7 years. True or false? So I think it's just the commitment to yourself. But while staying committed to yourself, you also have to open your mind up. You understand? Maybe you need to try things differently. Maybe you need to try something different. I don't know the intricacies of your story. And only you know that. But you know that sometimes that some people may be in the wrong field entirely. That's the truth. If I said, I tell you I like basketball. If I said, because I love basketball, I'm meant to be a basketball player, people will laugh at me. I mean, I'm 42. The ship has sailed first. Secondly, I don't really have the height or the athletic. I'm not slouch, but I'm not a basketball player. Hello. Am I making sense? So I think it's paying attention to your design. What did God create you to be? Who did He make you to be? Who are you? What makes you tick? What are you passionate about? What comes naturally to you? Where are you gifted? Everybody is unique. Everybody has something special about them. That's why your fingerprint is unique. That's why your DNA, there's nobody else like you in the world. But for me, until you start to find until you start to find yourself in God and start to work on that relationship, that's when life starts to make sense. When you start to figure out, okay, this is what He made me to do. So, I would say, one, your relationship with your Creator is incredibly important. It has been for me. That is what gives you the expo, the knowledge, the advantage, the ideas, the vision, the creativity. So it's that. Then it's two, paying attention to, after your relationship with your Creator, your creation, what did God instill inside of you? What's your design? What's your direction? What are the doors that are opening to you? The purpose is